Hello, fellow peasants. Today I'll be reviewing 2016's Better Watch Out. Okay, guys, so I just watched Better Watch Out. What's it about? Basically, this 12-year-old, he's getting babysat by his high school age babysitter, and he has the hots for her, and so he's like, well, maybe I'll, pull some wine off the cabinet. Maybe we'll start a scary movie. Maybe I can make out with her or something. She has no interest in him. She doesn't care to hang out with him. She's got these older high school boyfriends. And as the night progresses, someone's trying to break into the house, right? So someone slashed the tires on one of the cars, on the babysitter's car. Someone throws a brick through the window that says, "Leave the house and you die." And so the babysitter and the kid she's babysitting are hiding out in the house, trying to not die because there's this other person in the house walking around with a shotgun and a mask on. And so, right off the bat, you're thinking, oh man, okay, so this is a home invasion movie. This is another slasher film, basically. So if you haven't seen this film, turn the review off and go watch it, because I'm going to get into spoilers here. But if you don't care for it to be spoiled, keep watching. All right, you've been warned. 3, 2, 1. Turns out that it's not actually some random psychopath stalking the babysitter or the kid. It is actually the kid she's babysitting who's the psychopathic killer. Yeah, he's so obsessed with her that he wants to kill her boyfriend, kill even her ex-boyfriend, and he even has his little middle school buddy helping out with this. It's like some sort of revenge for her not having an attraction to him. And so he's constantly playing these mind games. And basically, the kid has the hots for his babysitter. She doesn't like him at all, and he wants revenge for it. Okay, so that's basically the plot of the movie. So, and he wants to get away with it. He tries his damnedest to get away with the murders. So, what do I like, what do I not like about Better Watch Out? What I like is the Christmas setting. The movie is just awesome Christmas setting. It loses it in parts here and there, but overall, the Christmas atmosphere is fantastic in this. The humor in here is good. The dialogue is written well. It almost seems like something Kevin Williamson or Radio Silence would have written. It has that tongue-in-cheek, edgy tone to it that I really appreciate. So I like the writing here. The acting in here is done very, very well, minus a few nitpicks that I'll get into. The cinematography here, the film is shot really well. I really enjoyed how the film was shot. The characters in here are interesting. The movie, in a couple places, slows down, and I'm like, okay, what are we doing here? But then it picks right back up. So pacing overall is very good for this. I also just I like that I didn't know where it was going a lot of the time. A lot of the time I'm like, okay, well, now that you've done the switcheroo on me, because I thought for sure this was okay, this is a typical Christmas slasher. There's a random killer trying to kill the boy and his babysitter. And I was like, okay, let me think of the story arc here. I was like, I bet the boy's gonna be tough at one point and beat up the killer, and the girl will think it's hot, and then he'll end up having her as a girlfriend or whatever. But that's not how it worked out at all. It ended up being he was the damn killer. So once you pulled that switcheroo, once you pulled that trick on me, I'm like, okay, now anything can happen in this movie. And it does. One of the other big surprises in this was when he actually tries to kill the babysitter. At first I was just like, okay, well, he's just toying with her, he wants to scare her. But no, he really wants to kill her, and he had that in his mind the whole time, and he stabs her at the end of the movie. And I was like, damn, okay, that wasn't, once again, that's not where I thought it was going. So there's a lot of surprises in this movie that I wasn't expecting, and I like that. Movies nowadays seem very formulaic, and they follow a certain drum beat and a pattern, and here I was like, oh, okay, I didn't expect that. Things I did not like about Better Watch Out. Like I mentioned before, some of the acting, like the main character, the kid, who is the kid being babysat and who's the psychopathic killer. Overall, his performance is good, but there are scenes where he's overacting and the writing's trying too hard. It just comes off a little forced, and he's trying too hard to be this evil, nefarious character. And I think it's just because he's such a young kid. It doesn't really come off the way they want it to. It just comes off a little cheesy because you have, basically, they try to create him as this evil mastermind, when he's just really a punk. He's just a punk. And I think some of that came off a little cheesy, the way some of the dialogue was written here and performed. So, but overall, his performance was good. It was good. It's just there were some parts there I was just like, okay, this is a little cheesy. I'm trying to think of something else I didn't like about the film. I don't know why he really needed to bring in the ex-boyfriend. I'm guessing it's because he wanted to create some sort of motive. He wanted to set all this up to make it look like he wasn't involved, right? Because he wants to basically set the scene to make it look like he was in bed all night and the babysitter's boyfriend and ex-boyfriend came over, had a brawl, killed each other, or whatever, So he tried to stage the murder scene to look a certain way. So I can see that, but it's just like you didn't really need the ex involved. You could have just set the scene with the babysitter and her current boyfriend having a fight or something like that. You didn't really need to bring the ex into it. I think that was just another reason to maybe have another kill or chew up some screen time. And I do feel like when the ex-boyfriend comes to the house, you're just kind of chewing up screen time, but overall, guys, I mean, that's about it. Just, the main character's performance was just a little cheesy and unbelievable because he's such like a baby-faced kid and he doesn't come across, he's trying too hard to look hard ass. When someone who doesn't look like a hard ass is trying too hard to be a hard ass, it just comes across like kind of cheesy and stupid. And that's kind of like what this came across. And then just, some of the moments in the film that felt a little prolonged, and the ex-boyfriend coming back was a little, or coming over to the house was a little bit like, Last thing is, I do not like, the last negative, I just thought of this. The last thing I don't like is I wish that she would have died. He stabs the babysitter in the neck, but she doesn't die. And I hope she would have died because, which sounds horrible, but if it would have just ended the film with him killing her and him staging it all and getting away with it, that would have been a far more original ending than you finding out that she actually is still alive while getting put into the ambulance. And he looks out the window and she flips him off from the street while he's up in his bedroom window. And basically the film ends on a note that says, I'm alive, or she's alive. And she's going to eventually tell the authorities that he tried to murder her and that he murdered his friend, her current boyfriend, her ex-boyfriend. And so he's in deep shit, okay? But I think the film would have ended better if it would have been a clean escape for him, because you don't get that a lot in films. For a second there, I thought he was going to get away with it. I'm like, oh, wow. haven't seen this before, like, I mean, not that I haven't seen it at all before, but 90% of the time, 95% of the time, the killer doesn't get away in the movies, okay? So I was like, oh, they're really gonna do it. They're gonna be different, you know? And they weren't. So, but that's it, guys. Let me know down in the comments below what you guys think about Better Watch Out. Would I recommend watching this? I guess it's okay. I don't think it's fantastic. I'd probably give it a 6.5 out of 10. I would watch it again, but it'll be a while. I don't really feel the need to watch it anytime soon, and I will not be purchasing this movie. It's not worth purchasing, in my opinion. So that's it. Have a good one, peasants. Peace out. Bye-bye.